So on Saturday, you get Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 Pacific. So, guys, you get an early start time for the UFC fights this weekend, and you got to tune in for Max Holloway. I mean, I spoke to Max the other day on my ESPN show, DC and RC, and Max goes, I keep pushing the bar. So against Calvin Cater, I think I may have thrown 700 strikes. He goes, so my intent is to throw 1,000 this weekend. He said he intends to throw 1,000 strikes in a 5-round fight this weekend against Yair Rodriguez. And if you watch the fight against Calvin Cater, how in the world can you doubt that Max Holloway may be able to pull that off? He says he's the best boxer in the UFC. Against Cater, it showed because at one point, dude was dipping and slipping. He looking at us, talking to us while Calvin Cater's trying to punch him. And Calvin Cater is as talented as they come in the UFC. But this weekend, he gets Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez is a guy that I met on the Ultimate Fighter Latin America. And right away, you could tell that the kid was extremely talented. Now, Yair today, opposed to the guy he was back then, you can't even recognize him. You know, when those kids from Mexico came into the UFC before the show, they put the whole lot of them at Greg Jackson's gym because they were so raw. Now people don't have to come to America to train down there. Look at the champ Brandon Moreno, the interim gym in those places down there. Now American guys cross the border into Mexico to go and train with those guys. But that's because of people like Yair Rodriguez and obviously Brandon Moreno and the rest of the great Mexican fighters we have today. But when I look at the matchup between these two, I see a guy in Max Holloway that does a lot of work with his hands. He can kick, but we've never known Max as a guy that's going to be trying to throw spinning kicks and doing a lot of kicks. He does things sporadically, but most of the work is done with the boxing. And the boxing that he has, it may be second to none. I don't know if anyone can keep up with Holloway, and a lot of it is based on activity. The beating he put on Jose Aldo twice, the way that he defended his belt against Brian Ortega, these wins, it showed his absolute highest level of skill. And Max Holloway is considered the greatest featherweight champion of all time. Now, Alexander Volkanovski is starting to lay claim to a very strong resume himself. But ultimately, Jose Aldo, man, just because he lost, his accomplishments should not be forgotten for all that he did in the WEC and in the UFC. With that being said, I do believe Max is the guy because I was there during his title run. And like I said, a lot of it was done with cardio, with boxing, pace and pressure. And if you did take Max to the ground, he has tremendous submission ability. But Yair also has all of those tools, but he has that extra thing. You know, sometimes people talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about intangibles. Yair Rodriguez has intangibles. The way he knocked out the Korean Zombie, he was losing that fight. Dude throws an up elbow as time is going out to knock out Chan Sung Jung. Who does that? Who does that? But we've also seen Yair struggle. Guys like Frankie Edgar that could take him down and ground him. Luckily for him this weekend, he won't be dealing with that. I think this is a absolute barn burner of a fight from the Apex this weekend in Las Vegas. I think it's going to be tremendously fun. I think that is going to be exciting. And guys, there are no tickets there. So the Raiders are playing this weekend. Who do the Raiders play this weekend? The Raiders are playing the Chiefs this weekend. All tickets are gone because the entire Kansas City Chiefs team bought the tickets to go watch Yair versus Max Holloway. That's how exciting a fight this is. These dudes are going to deliver. Then you got Rogerio de Lima versus Ben Rothwell, going to be a fun fight. And many other fights on the card that will make for another fantastic evening at the UFC Apex. But ultimately, I'm tuning in to watch Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez because I know If you put these two in the octagon 10 times, you are guaranteed to have great fights all 10 of those times. And for Max Holloway to be fighting this fight right now, knowing that that Alexander Volkanovski said he would fight him back right now, shows what type of man and athlete and fighter Max Holloway is. I mean, Conor McGregor's speaking his name right now. There are big fights out there for Max. But Max, being the fighter and competitor he is, says, let's go. Yair Rodriguez, you're the guy. Let's do it. That's why I love the kid. I mean, I'm not going to try to hide that I have this deep love for Max Holloway. But it's for all those reasons. My man Max is in a great place right now. Family's intact, got married, making the weight easier. But Yair's been away for a while, and the dude's hungry. And I just feel like this has all the makings of what can be an absolute epic night from the UFC Apex. So make sure you guys tune in. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific for the main card. Early fight card. UFC Fight Night from the Apex. Holloway versus Rodriguez. It is going to deliver. Make sure you guys watch.